Good evening, race fans. Welcome into the round of four finale, the penultimate race of LSRL Season 7 here at the Homestead Miami Speedway for 100 laps of on-track action. Stage break occurs at lap 40 here this evening. These drivers will have 4 tire sets and a 70% fuel capacity to deal with for strategy. And as always, here with my co-commentator in the booth, Art. How we doing?
It's good to be back at the original championship racetrack. So disappointed in Phoenix's racing, but we love Homestead.
Absolutely. So 4 drivers going to be cut down into 4, but in a bit of a unique way here. 4 drivers enter tonight on pure points. 2 will advance from that into the championship 4. The third spot goes to the best average finisher not locked in, and then the final spot will go to the driver that has the most races attended, also not locked in. And the tiebreakers will be awarded as well by best average finish. So it's sure to be a barn burner here this evening. While we're qualifying is currently underway, let's take you into the points as they run right now. Jonathan Schwartz and Randy Arms just above the cut line over Ryan Tiller and Corey Blevins. So those are the points battles. Glenn Murphy Jr. has an inside track to get in if he finishes well here tonight for best average finish. Ryan Tiller, if he doesn't get in on points, can fall back on most races attended with the best average finish if Jonathan Schwartz and Randy Arms point their way in. So a lot to work out here this evening, a lot of mental math. We're going to do our best to keep up with it here tonight. Let's go ahead and get you into all the on-track action as qualifying is underway.
Yeah, I really got to believe that there's going to be a big scrap between Blevins, Arms, and Schwartz. Tiller, he's pretty much, I'm not going to say he is completely locked in, but, as standing said, he would probably get in on, most races attended.
There's Michael Davis crossing the line in the 57 machine. Start his first timed lap, ripping the wall in 1 and 2. Glenn Murphy Jr. on top of the time charts now by 0.08 of a second over Nathaniel Landwehr. He missed out by 1 point last week, was unable to attend the first race of the round of 6 at Talladega. Made a heck of an effort at Pocono, came up 1 point short. If he starts first, finishes first, he would be locked in on best average finish. Michael Davis will slot into the 9th position on his first time lap. Let's go on board with him for his second and final lap, as he looks to be riding the top side of the racetrack again. Down the back straightaway, pretty stable on the wheel. Through 3 and 4, pretty smooth all things considered. Gonna be good for him in the long run. And then down the back straightaway, crosses the line. Improved on both ends of the speedway, and he'll go to 8th. Jared Lindsay on his out lap. He's ripping the wall through 3 and 4 to get up to speed for his first lap. He's going to take a different approach all the way down to the bottom side of the racetrack in 1 and 2.
Yeah, Lindsay being a guy, very strong last week. Winner at Pocono. He could definitely throw a wrench into this, be fighting for points that these playoff drivers desperately need.
Absolutely. Stage points are going to be as important as ever, with the gap being so small between all 4 of these drivers. He goes up to the top side of the racetrack in 3 and 4, and then off of turn number 4 to start his second lap. Jared Lindsay slots into the 12th position on his first flying lap, but we saw improvement from Michael Davis on his second lap. We expect the same for Jared Lindsay through 1 and 2 for the final time in qualifying. The only other man out on track, and he goes quickest in the first half of the lap. See it there on the bottom of your screen, purple first sector, and then through 3 and 4.
He's got it on that white line.
Off of turn number 4 into the flag. Purple in the second sector, and that's going to be pole position, 33.411. A heck of a lap from that 18 machine. He's trying to go back to back. And here's Corey Blevins. Came into the night. Needing to point his way in. Needs a big night. He's currently sitting P4. He's
getting as many practice laps as he can.
Ryan Tiller. And Jonathan Schwartz. So one of the guys last week that did not have the speed. Right now he is getting all the laps in he can. He's got 4 more minutes of practice. Let's take you to those Championship 4 standings one more time. 3 points behind. Right now, quickest of the 4 championship contenders in qualifying. Continues to log laps here. While he's doing that, Jared Lindsay has the pole. Chris Pinger, Adam Kilday, and Travis DeLeon electing not to qualify. So this is your race order. 15 drivers competing for the victory here tonight. Let's take you through the rest of your championship standings as well. While we wait on Corey Blevins to pull off the racetrack. Here are the rest of your 39 drivers that have competed thus far in Season 7 of the LSRL Xfinity Series. You see Jonathan Schwartz, Randy Arms, Ryan Tiller, and Corey Blevins. The 4 that will be competing on points here this evening. Randy Arms came up, or excuse me, Glenn Murphy Jr. came up just a bit short.
I see a bunch of independent drivers. See how long it takes for Speed Zone to start doing some recruiting.
Absolutely. But tight battles throughout this field, a lot to fight for a lot of these guys. And then further on down the field, all the way down to Jay Smart in the 39th position.
Man came, got 7 points, said that's my lucky number, and I'm not showing back up.
Corey Blevins is getting every single lap in he possibly can, and I can't really disagree with that strategy.
Yeah.
You got 10 minutes in qualifying. They're not going to force you to pull off, so.
I was going to say, Travis DeLeon, the only driver, do not ready up and not run a lap. If he's going to be that way, run your laps.
Yeah, if everyone was readied up, I'd say, you got to pull off the track. But if somebody's taking a quick break, need a snack or anything, go to the restroom, and why not get some practice laps in over your competitors? Practice the short run speed in the slightest. What's up, Ryan? How we doing tonight? Tell you what, it's looking pretty stable though. I've been watching it. And he's looking pretty consistent up on that top side of the racetrack. Looks like he is now winding it down as there's just less than a minute left. And he'll be pulling off, so that will be the unofficial end of qualifying. Again, with Jared Lindsay on the top of the time charts.
Just see how that translates to his overall race pace and potentially your long run speed.
Yeah, if we see the 13 machine doing really well long run, definitely could be those extra couple laps he got on his competitors. Long way to go. 100 laps, stage points. Strategy going to be in the mix as well. Jonathan Schwartz starting 8th, so I can almost fully guarantee that he's going to do something a little bit different there, try and get himself some stage points and get into that championship 4. While we're getting ready to grid up, let's go ahead and talk to your pole sitter here this evening, Jared Lindsay. Here with the 18 machine of Jared Lindsay in the YJ Media booth. Won last week in dominating performance and picked right back up where you left off and got the pole here tonight. Think you can make it 2 for 2?
Yeah, honestly, this is one of my best racetracks, so I'm really looking forward to this. I haven't raced it since I won the championship last season, so we're going to see if we can back it up 2 for 2 and stink up the show.
Absolutely playing playoff spoiler here tonight. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, guys.
That was confidence. I like that. He said, "Yeah, I'm not in the playoffs. I made limited starts, dominated last week, and I'll probably win here tonight."
I mean, there's no reason to not want to.
You're right.
Not expect I mean, he put it on pole.
Sometimes you got to downplay it, though. It's like, oh, I only got the good short run car. Surprised by my qualifying lap, you know. Humility.
I mean, he's in the number 18.
Yeah.
Like, it comes with some territory. You got to fill them shoes.
Yeah, that's true. You gotta play a little coy. They're like, oh no, I don't got nothing for these guys, and they burn up their stuff trying to get around you, and then you just take off, you know, cat and mouse, mind games. Waiting on a couple more drivers to grid up. Coincidentally, your pole sitter and Corey Blevins. Now just Corey Blevins to get us underway. While we're waiting on them to grid up, let's get a quick word in from tonight's sponsors that make all this great on-track action possible. Green flag in hand, and we are underway here this evening as Jared Lindsay gets a pretty even start side by side into turn number 1.
Well, pretty close with the commercial call there.
Yeah. They good it up. Oh, already Corey Blevins championship implications off the bat. Ryan Tiller involved.
All that practice.
The whole second half of the field.
There are multiple cars missing hoods, missing front ends.
Already, and the 13 machine is destroyed. Ryan Tiller involved. Michael Davis, Casey Brown, and Corey Blevins did all that practice. What in the world happened to the 13 machine? Started ahead of his playoff competitors, goes down into turn number 1, and he just loses the car. Right into Ryan. Michael Davis, nowhere to go. Eric Shields destroyed. Travis DeLeon and Chris Pinder, both of the CMS drivers involved. Oh my goodness. How about that?
He's saying he did not expect it to be that loose, and that is very obvious.
It looks like a little bit of smoke coming from the back of that 13 machine as well. His day might be done already.
It sure does.
No front or rear end. Let's take another look at this. Off into turn number 1. Just not ready for the dirty air. Ryan Tiller, the other playoff driver involved. He's right behind the 13 machine. Gets a little bit of a smack. He should be, well, and then Michael Davis catches a piece as well. Let's see how hard Michael Davis hits Tiller here. Because Tiller's fighting for, Tiller's fighting for the most races attended bonus, but he's got to lock in an average finish as well. Tony Scarbo gets a big piece here. Eric Shields is destroyed. Tony Scarbo, huge impact.
Casey Brown was given an EOL. I'm pretty sure that car is dead.
And Eric Shields, absolutely nothing he could have done on board with Casey Brown as well. Chaos on the first lap here. No, that car is destroyed. It goes right down to 1,000 RPMs. And then how about Pinder and DeLeon, both of the CMS drivers getting involved? And not a lot these guys could do. A victim of circumstance. Oh, huge damage for the 24. And Travis getting up in the mix as well. The entire back half of the field was involved in this one way or another.
You're going to have to hurry up. We're on the back stretch. 1 to go, I believe.
But it looks like 3 cars already down and out. Corey Blevins, Michael Davis, and Casey Brown. If you're Randy Arms and Jonathan Schwartz, well done. Already guys starting to save fuel. And Eric Shields actually is 1 lap down and destroyed. Chris Pinder making his way around without a hood.
We need to get the Everybody Hates Chris theme redone to Everybody Hates CMS.
I mean, that has completely changed the complexion of this race. Already 4 cars down and out. I believe Michael Davis is disconnected. This pretty much hands the championship to Randy Arms and Jonathan Schwartz at the moment. Ryan Tiller's lost the benefit of that 0x bonus, so we are back underway.
Oh, Tony Scarbo is stopping on track. I think that car died coming to the line. So that's even more cars out.
Side by side for second. There's Randy Arms in prime position to advance to your championship round next week. He's already up 3 spots. Adam Kilday, one of the few drivers in the back of the field to avoid all the chaos. He's up 8 spots. Oddly enough, Travis and Chris Pinder, they're both up 4 spots in the top 10.
Hey, top 10 night for CMS.
Eric Shields' car is destroyed. Corey Blevins still on pit road. His night is done. He will not be advancing. As a matter of fact, I think this kind of might submit Ryan Tiller. I think this gives us, as long as Glenn Murphy Jr. can hold on to average finish bonus. So I think Ryan Tiller will officially lock in a better average finish than Corey Blevins and the rest of his competitors. But we will do some mental math throughout the race. Long way to go. We are indeed turning left here tonight, Dilly G.
I'd say we have to wait, because Blevins is still here. I'm guessing he's probably getting all that required fixed. He's just biding his time. I guess it just depends on if he goes enough laps down that he can't get on back, is when he calls it quits.
It'll pick up 1 spot on Scarbo. Maybe Eric Shields' car if it expires later in the race. But 10 cars on the lead lap. 2 of them heavily damaged. Also able to avoid the chaos. Jonathan Mazzella. Jonathan Schwartz. The front 5 only separated by 75/10 of a second. Oh, these boys put on a great show. I was actually shocked that we had a lap 1 caution. Week after week, clean racing, hard racing.
Is that our first lap 1 caution of LSRL?
I believe it is. As much as the guys involved in that wreck probably don't want to hear it, that was just a mistake, nothing intentional there. Cold tires and 13 of Corey Blevins not able to hang on to that race car. Side by side here for 4th. Schwartz thought about taking a peek. Glenn Murphy Jr. thought about taking a peek on Randy Arms as well. Every lap led thus far by Jared Lindsay. We have come off of turn number 4 and we are 9 laps completed. Started lap number 10. Yeah, I guess if you're Travis DeLeon and Chris Pinder, you're upset, but you have a guaranteed top 10 at this point. I mean,
not guaranteed. Like, if Pinder Shields, like, it's only 1 lap difference.
We'll see. Number 15, looking to the high side, though, that's going to open up the door for Nathaniel Landwehr. Look to his inside off of turn number 4, but the run will belong to that 48, and Landwehr will hop back in line.
48 had so much run, I thought he might have been looking on the inside of Randy Arms.
Let's see what he can do here out of turn number 2.
He's going to have the run. He's
gonna
closing
get
up
to
on
the
the
outside,
high side.
yeah. Glenn Murphy Jr. to second place. He's searching for grip up top, and it is paying off for him. Corey Blevins is back out on track, but 7 laps down, picked up that spot on Tony Skebber to move him to 12th. But he needs a whole heck of a lot to fall his way here over the next 89 laps or so. And Murphy Jr., the only man up top. He's working those tires hard, but he's making up time. Gets a great run off turn number 2 and sets off after Jared Lindsay. Gap now down to a car length. Jared Lindsay goes to the bottom. Glenn Murphy Jr. back up top. They might be side by side on the exit here. Quite.
They're just able to get much more of a run on the bottom than anyone else really can right now.
Yeah, Glenn's driving in deep, letting it ride, picks up the throttle. You see the 18 has the advantage for the first half, and then on corner exit, this 48 starts to close all the way down the back straightaway. The 18 is going to give him the preferred line side by side here for the race lead. Coming to complete lap number 13 here. Jared Lindsay so strong in turn number 4. Able to hold off that 48 for another lap.
I think that clean air is just so much better down there on the bottom. Ooh, it looks like Glenn Murphy getting a little loose on the high side.
We saw us on board there last lap, having to fight that wheel, put a little counter steer into it. But right now, your top 2 unchanged. Randy Arms up 2 spots. Nathaniel Landwehr down 1 spot. Jonathan Schwartz up 3. 5 cars still separated by 8.5 tenths of a second. Jonathan Mazzella trying to hang on to this battle. Brian Tiller. A little bit of damage, not a whole lot, to that left rear. Left side.
Enough of a crinkle on that nose.
He's waiting for that lap. He's waiting for that lap 40 caution to get the rest of his damage fixed. Adam Kilday up 7 spots, trying to put him under pressure. And Travis De Leon and Chris Pinder just kind of in no man's land here tonight, right off the bat. They're just hoping their engines don't expire. They're both on the lead lap. Corey Blevins is coming back down pit road. You see Casey Brown still there. If he can come back out and do 3 laps, he'll pick up 2 spots. Now Glenn Murphy Jr. right in the tire tracks of Jared Lindsay. We'll do a crank it up with 6 cars, why not?
I mean, we got technically 10.
There's only 6 cars in the pack. I can't call this an official crank it up, so I'm going to talk through it. We'll just get some static shots of this field. It is very unfortunate. Completed 17 laps this far. Randy Arms taking a peek at the inside of Glenn Murphy Jr. The 48 has been committed to that top side of the racetrack, though. He's so strong on corner exit. 18 of Jared Lindsay so strong on corner entry. He's wrapping that white line really well. We saw him do it in qualifying. That's how he got the pole. That's how he's led every lap thus far.
Starting to be a battle between the 48 and the 8, though.
And that 8 is inside of that 48. Can he go? Oh, the 48 got loose up top. Gonna have to back out of it. Almost contact made. Randy Arms through to second.
That was definitely some contact with the wall. I don't really see any on the right side of that car, but
It's 3
You never
cars
know how these
under a
cars
blanket
connect.
for second, third, and fourth. Jared Lindsay loving what he's seeing in the rearview mirror. Jonathan Short's trying to close back in as well. But half a second between your top two. Nathaniel Landwehr potentially taking a peek there. As all the on-track action resides in this top 5 to 6. Schwartz now going up top as we are halfway through the one and only stage this time by.
Yeah, I thought Schwartz was real close to that wall.
I think he's got a little bit of damage on the front end of that 58 as well, doesn't he?
It sure looks like that hood's kind of crinkled in.
There goes the 66.
It definitely is.
Of Nathaniel Landwehr to the inside of Glenn Murphy Jr. Slide job right up in front of the 48. 48 tries to fight back to his inside.
48 gave him a little bit of love tap there. Might not have been too happy about it.
Of course, he caught a piece of the wall there out of turn number 2 as well. And sure enough, Casey Brown is back out on track. Well done, sir. You got to go one lap around and get around Michael Davis. This will be an on-track overtake here. Got no hood, but they spent 12 minutes on pit road and said, this is the best we can do. You're on your own.
Oh, now Schwartz is getting around Glenn Murphy Jr.
Yeah, so with him running that top side for so long and so hard, those tires definitely falling off on that 48 just a bit. There's Casey Brown. Let's take a look at how he got around Michael Davis. And there he did. Michael Davis recorded as 2.06 laps complete. So once he got past start-finish line, that was all he needed. Next up for this 88 machine is Tony Scarbo. He's 2 laps up the road. 48 and 58 side by side now.
I wonder if Blevins knows what's going on because now he's back in the pits. Casey Brown might be coming for him.
Casey Brown was able to get around Scarbo there. Put him up to 13th. He's got 4 laps he's got to be able to do to catch up to Corey Blevins. Eric Shields not able to keep up with Chris Pinder, so like I said, as long as the engines hold up on the CMS boys, you know, they took pretty good shots to the front end of that car. They should have 9th and 10th pretty much locked up.
Speaking of which, Pinder's about to go a lap down.
Jared Lindsay up behind him. Nothing really the 24 can do. Car is almost a modified, at least halfway there. And he'll let the leader go by. Very respectful. Randy Arms through. And now our top 5 starting to get a little bit separated. Short's able to get by as well, so Bowman Jr. back to 5th. But I think he'll take that as a learning curve there. He realizes he's got the stage break here and a handful of laps comfortably inside the top 7 at worst. And so he can put that in the notebook and file it away for the second part of this race. Got 1 set of tires on the car, obviously, that they started with. Look at Schwartz there, these are 2. And they have 3 in the pits, so 4 total. Right now, if you're Jonathan Schwartz and Randy Arm, you just want to get to lap 40, get those stage points to further pull you away from Ryan Tiller. Again, caught up in that lap 1 wreck, heavy left side damage to the Dr. Squatch machine.
I think it would be pretty hard. I think they'd probably have to both go down in wrecks, and even then, they wouldn't be losing that much.
Yeah, they'd have to really much just disconnect from the race due to packet loss right now, and that would be Tiller's only hope.
And even then, they could still probably get back and fight for 10th, 11th.
And here comes Casey Brown around Corey Blevins. Let's put Casey Brown back up into the 12th position. He's picked up 3 spots in the last handful of laps. Corey Blevins still stuck on pit road. But now that we're starting to get a little bit spread out, you know, as I say that, Mazzella putting Glenn Murphy Jr. under pressure. This is the battle for 5th. Murphy Jr. throws a little bit of a block down the back straightaway. 41 looking low here, using that little part of the racetrack. 48 going up to that top side, which he was using so well for the first half of this run. Tires starting to fall off a little bit, though.
Yeah, I think this is definitely, like you mentioned, a real good learning experience. Because if he learned this, a little later on, it could have been bad. That's definitely affecting his finishing position.
Let's go ahead and pull up here on our second screen the average finishes of everyone thus far. Start to do a little bit of mental math here as Mazzella takes the position away. So right now it is Glenn Murphy Jr. with a 3.38 average finish over his 13 starts. Next closest that actually is eligible in terms of amount of races completed, the 75% mark, is Randy Arms at a 4.35, but he is looking to point his way in. Same thing with Jonathan Schwartz, who's at a 5.0 right now. He's looking to point his way in. So Schwartz and Arms point their way in. Ryan Tiller with a 7.59 average finish would be able to leapfrog the rest of his 17 start competitors. Corey Blevins, and Randy Arms, who's pointing his way in. So Ryan Tiller on track to get the wild card second spot by most races completed, and Glenn Murphy Jr. on track to get himself in by best average finish over the course of the entire season. So that's where things stand right now, and that was so close to being our top four anyways. And Glenn been able to make Talladega, one would have argued that probably would have been in, and that would have changed the math for sure. Right now, it is all Jared Lindsay out front, 3 seconds over Randy Arms, who's not going to really complain. He's the head of the playoff contenders. If this was the championship finale, he'd walk away with the title here. Doesn't have to worry about playoff spoilers. Just has to beat everybody else.
Yeah, that second place definitely feeling like a first place right now.
Yeah, especially given everything that happened. You're comfortably pointing your way in. You're going to get some stage points. Just have to navigate the restart here coming up in a handful of laps, and you should be on your way next week to that championship race.
I think it'll be pretty interesting to see. We get fresh tires on these cars, get them racked up again. I mean, we saw dirty air play a factor. I don't think we'll see another Corey Blevins incident, but
next week they head to Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Season 7 finale and the championship. 200 laps, one of the longer races of their season. It's really going to test these drivers. Going to be focused throughout.
Test the broadcasters, too.
It is. Already a third of this race complete, one caution, lap number 1 to speak of. And it was a big one. It changed the complete complexion of the playoff race. Corey Blevins had a realistic shot to point his way in, and that's what he was going to need to do. He had a small margin there. He would have been in on most races completed tiebreaker. Best average finish over Ryan Tiller. There was a small path to that. That is now out the window. But he had a realistic chance coming into tonight, and he threw it all away in the first corner. Which is so sad because we saw him putting in great laps during that qualifying session, was putting the time in. It just got in some dirty air on cold tires on lap 1, and it's a different situation when you're out there by yourself running laps. Battle here for the 4th position, Mazzella, showing some great long run speed.
Just able to conserve.
Ride that bottom, that middle lane. If you're able to get that runoff up the bottom, that's when you know you've taken care of your tires, because obviously we've seen guys run off that top side and get a great run down the back, but the 41 is canceling that out. Look how deep you can drive it into turn number 3. Slide up right in front of that. 58, no problems. 58 going to try the crossover,
58 going back up under.
Great stuff here, battling for some stage points. Now they switch. 58 on the bottom, 41 on the top. See what the 41 can do on the top side of the racetrack.
I think that 41 might have a little bit more of a run there.
He's got what we think is the fresher tires, has the run down the back straightaway, and he is not quite clear going into turn number 3. 58 fighting hard on the bottom.
He got pretty loose on the high side there.
The 41 will be clear heading off into turn number 1.
Surprised to see Schwartz being able to fight this much with that little bit of nose damage he got.
He put a valiant effort there, that's for sure. So with 2 laps to go for the stage, it looks like Chris Pinder is going to be your lucky dog. He'll get back on the lead lap, give us 10 cars. That is if his teammate can hold off Jared Lindsay.
And I really don't think that's going to happen.
He's got to do one more lap, and it's half of a straightaway, though. He's got to come from the margin. Let's go out the cockpit here. Last time by for Travis, a 36.31. Last time by for Jared Lindsay, a 35 flat. I think he's got it in him. But that gap is closing. I know Chris is telling him to hang on. We both can get our damage fixed, both be on the lead lap, and it'll be a good time. But starting the last lap of the stage, and he's driving it in deep.
He's right there. If he sends it a little hard into 3 and 4, he might get him. Travis is actually going to have to fight it.
Obviously, especially because he's got that damage on the front of this car, affecting the aerodynamics, affecting the horsepower. It's going to be real close to 3 and 4. I think he's going to have it. That's all going to depend on when that caution flies.
Yeah, I think he's good. Well,
depends
if
on
it
when
was
they
a
throw the
lap
caution,
later,
though. We'll see. And
Caution's
there, that's
out.
out. All right, so Chris getting a break there. Travis doing the nice team play there. E24 will be your lucky dog. That was a dominating performance. He called his shot, though, did he not?
he did. Led every lap. Was
Led
barely
all
even contested.
40 laps. Glenn Murphy Jr. gave him the run for the money, but obviously his tires then melted. He's back in 6th.
And I think that's Blevin's night done. He has finally gotten out the car.
Will end up in the, it was on pit road. Don't see him anymore. Ends up in the 13th position for car number 13. Not where he would have expected to be after a good qualifying effort. Not where we expected him to be. A bitterly disappointing end to his playoff hopes. Doing pretty good, Spencer. How you doing? Had a huge lap 1 wreck with some championship implications. While we
It's
sort out,
definitely been one of the broadcasts of all time.
while we sort out the running order from this stage break, let's get another quick word in here from our fantastic sponsors this evening. A massive shout out to Grid Finder, Butt Kicker, Wilder Graphics, Sim Racer Hub, Sim Speed Shop coming on board, helping out here, as well as Sim 3D coming on board here with the LSRL, making all this on-track action possible throughout the season. I've enjoyed every single second of the on-track action, being very happy to be given the opportunity to be up here in the booth all season long. Unfortunately, it has to end next week. We get a couple weeks off, and then summer season will open up, and recruitment races will happen. So if you're interested in joining the LSRL and the great group of guys that run every week here, definitely reach out to us or any one of the admin teams here. We'll get you pointed in the right direction.
Yeah, I can't wait to see some more faces. Hopefully have some more cars on track.
So weirdly enough, Chris Pinder obviously got the lucky dog. Came down pit road. Travis went a lap down in the pits, trying to fix his damage. So the CMS boys swapped.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hope for a caution. Or I'm
Yeah.
not saying I wouldn't hope for a caution. I just wouldn't bet on one.
Right. Oh, by the way, my pick to win is Jared Lindsay.
Oh, really? We're halfway through the race and you pick him?
I kind of forgot to mention that. Gets a great jump, and let's see if he can hang on the second half of the race. Hey, I'm just trying to spice things up. Our picks to win last night did not do so well.
Oh, no.
Nor do they really ever.
I mean, I think we had some win.
Unless I pick Michael Cozy Jr. to win Rod Car Truck Tour while starting. Side by side for second. Randy Arms and Nathaniel Landwehr, yeah. Arms and Shorts just got to be careful. They got some stage points. They got a 0x going. Ryan Tiller can't say the same for his 0x bonus. Did pick up a couple of the stage points, but needs a lot of help. He wants to point his way in.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you need to, get your screencast out and screencast to one of the bar TVs and have us broadcast.
Forget the NBA playoffs. Forget the NHL playoffs. Have them put the YJ Media on the bar TV here.
Hey, LSRL playoffs.
Yeah. If you do that, then you can be fan of the year.
Okay, we got put on in the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
Yes, we did. We don't know who that was, though, so we can't really give him appreciation. Side by side for second again. Schwartz making a nice run up through the field here. Who cares about the ball game? There will always be another ball game. Even when YJ Media passes on, there'll be a ball game going on that day. No one cares. Unless my team is winning, of course.
I hope your team never wins again.
My teams don't seem to do it a lot. It's so sad. Schwartz cleared to second. Nathaniel Landwehr and Glenn Murphy Jr. battling away for the fourth position.
Well, that would surely make a bunch of drunk people very mad.
This ain't real NASCAR. They race like it, though. It's very competitive.
Randy Arden's starting to take a fall. He was going to be my pick to win, and I'd go ahead and stick to that. But right now, not looking so hot.
Could be just trying to save. McQuiggan, I regret to inform you, this is not real. This is a simulation. We made it all up.
That's how I feel about the world in general.
Getting a little tight there out through turn 2, Landwehr and Randy Arms. If you're Randy Arms, you just got to be careful. You don't even necessarily have to finish ahead of Ryan Tiller. You could finish 9th, last car on the lead lap, and you would be in. Look at these 3 modifieds back here. Kind of cute.
I don't think they find it kind of cute.
No, they probably don't.
It's funny right now. Travis going faster than Pender, but Pender's the one a lap down.
No, he's 1-14 now, Corbin. He did win this last game when they refed.
I think Schwartz might be trying to pull a Glenn Murphy Jr. I just don't know how well it's going to work.
All I'm saying is right now, in the sporting world, I wouldn't want to be Dylan Brooks. Not great.
That man is going to have to learn Chinese real soon.
I'm going to Cancun. Cancun on 3. Corey Blevins wants to be at right now. But
Eli Apple's the best.
Eli Apple is useless.
Why is that man a moderator? I don't want to hear anything about Phoenix winning the championship.
Phoenix is not winning anything. Yeah, but Schwartz giving Jared Lindsay the best run for his money since Glenn Murphy Jr. back on lap 15.
I wonder if Schwartz is doing all, like, he's just going to put the work in, and the second the tires start to fall off, he's going to come in and split it in half.
Got to do something different to beat him, because right now, Jared Lindsay's been the dominant car of the evening. Randy Arms has stabilized into third. Glenn Murphy Jr. up fourth from where he restarted in the 6th position. Look at Adam Kildare, he's a little loose back there. Hanging on to it. We're not getting a Philly-Phoenix finals.
I just want a finals where Philly loses. I want them to keep losing championships.
Do they have any more to lose? I think the only one they have is basketball, but they can't even get there to lose it.
But it would be funny.
We'll see what the 48 could do. We know, especially Randy Arms, Glenn Murphy Jr., all these guys pretty much experts in their field of saving tires throughout the long run. We've seen them each dominate a race courtesy of their tire management. We'll see how they handle the second stage. But over the course of that 40 laps, Jared Lindsay really turned it on halfway through that run. Right now, he's got Jonathan Schwartz, the 10th back, not letting him get away. 12 cars still out on track. Corey Blevins, Tony Scarbo, and Michael Davis out of this race.
Philadelphia as a city doing poor is what I dream of.
I'm just all for the Mets falling on their face again every year. Lowell Mets is alive and well. That's all I care about.
And I said it last night, I'll say it again. Braves got swept for the first time in like a year and a half.
Yeah. Then we took it out on the Marlins. Spencer Strider is that guy. Got a great mustache, too. But on board here with Jonathan Schwartz. We watch him try and do something that hasn't been done tonight, and that's pass Jared Lindsay. Yeah, I can't lie.
He's been trying at it for like 10 laps.
Can't get around. If I was Adam Kildare or Ryan Tillett, I stay out just to lead a lap. Just to say, you're not leading every single lap tonight. I mean, you're gonna get
extra level of pettiness.
You're gonna get the EOL anyways. You're starting at the tail end of 12 cars. You'll be all right. Now he's going back up to that top side, trying to manifest a run off turn number 2. 3 car lengths back down to 2. Car length and a half into 3. He went up to the top to close, then followed right in his tire tracks.
He's getting a run for the corner now. Looked like he tried to diamond the corner there.
He almost had it perfectly, but just barely clipped the apron.
I think he might have found some secret sauce there.
Hard to think this race is already half over. Again, going to the high side of the racetrack. Then Murphy Jr. follows in the footsteps of Randy Arms. Adam Kildare tries to put Ryan Tiller under pressure. Eric Shields in. Oh, his engine popped. Oh no, that's Shields' night done. Casey Brown has an opportunity to pick up another spot. Go on board, see what happened. Out of turn number 2. Side by side.
A little too hard with those other modifieds.
It just couldn't hold on any longer. Racing side by side there with Chris Pinder.
Randy Arms actually getting around Schwartz. Glenn Murphy Jr. going to come alongside.
Schwartz back to 4th here potentially. Let's take a look at what happened there. And it was... That's not what I wanted to do. Way back on the restart. My apologies. But Short's got way up out of the groove there. Turn number 1. And the arms went on by. Slides up in front of him.
I think someone's going to have to make a bold strategy call just to throw off Lindsay.
Gotta hit him with an undercut, especially when you're within striking distance. You know you can make it 40 laps on fuel. So if you're, I don't know, if you're Nathaniel Landwehr, Jonathan Mazzella, I'm coming into pit right now. I'm in the fuel window. I'm going to lead some laps when he eventually comes in. And that's how I'm going to try and just do something different. So that gives us 10 cars on track, 9 on the lead lap. Pinder in danger of going a lap down here if he doesn't get a caution in the next lap. And Tilde still trying to put Ryan Tiller under pressure. Jared Lindsay still right about a half a second. Hasn't been much bigger than that throughout the length of this second run. Only 22 laps in, of course, from the lap 40 stage caution. So only about halfway through the fuel run. We saw the 18 in the second half of that first stage really turn up the pressure. Start to walk away from the rest of the field. And get around Chris Pinder, who very respectful, stays out of the way.
All that work from Leon to stay on the lead lap. And there it goes.
Yeah, they did the best that they could. Tough, really tough hand they were dealt here. But right now, again, 9th and 10th guaranteed as long as their engine doesn't pop. 5 spots gained for Pinder, 3 for Travis.
I have to say, if I'm Randy Arms, like for this strategy situation, like I wait for Lindsay to pull in. I know we talked about the undercut, but I do whatever I can to outbreak him on Barrow. Like I'm saying, it's either checkers
that
or
got a
record.
little sketchy. We saw what happened at Pocono last week. Guys were trying to do anything they could to get an advantage on pit road. In disaster for a couple of them. I just love the determination here from Casey Brown. I really do. Was on pit road for 12 minutes after the first lap. Had completely... And there goes Randy Arms doing the undercut. Do something different. Same with Jonathan Schwartz. I love it. They're going to have to suffer at the end on their tires. Really, they're going to have to come out and just start doing qualifying laps.
See how long it takes Lindsay to answer.
But I love the determination of Casey Brown here. He's going to pick up another spot here in just 10 laps or so. And he'll actually gain a spot from where he started. To Eric Shields' misfortune, of course. But I love the determination to stay out on track and battle for everything you can get.
I mean, you could still potentially get Pinder, too, if Pinder's engine finally decides to go. Landwehr, Murphy, and Lindsay all stay out.
Your top 6 staying out on the racetrack. Well, no, Ryan Tiller
Here comes
coming
Aaron
in.
Tiller. Yeah.
No problem for Schwartz on his pit stop. No problem for Randy Arms either. Coming out. 44 seconds through the pit lane. And we expect Randy Arms to be the leader at some point in time whenever these guys come down for their pit stop. But with this clean air, you might expect them to go as long as they can. Let's say if everyone undercuts Jared Lindsay, you might have a shot. So I'd be on the horn to 2nd through 5th and be like, guys, come on. We can get him if everyone tries to block him. But Randy Arms came out actually in a little bit of traffic, unfortunately. Trying to get around Casey Brown. He'll have to get through the guys ahead of him. So that might hurt his progress. Let's see what his lap time is. Fully up to speed. Jared Lindsay stays in on the racetrack, as does everybody else on the lead lap. Randy Arms, the first car, 1 lap down.
33.8. Not even a second faster than Lindsay.
Although he was a second behind him when he pitted, so this next lap he would make up the time. Getting pulled along a little bit in the draft here by 41 of Jonathan Mazzella. Can't be stuck behind these guys too long, though. This is going to be race critical. They want to give him the spot. Adam Kildare on pit road. Travis DeLeon on pit road. Randy Arms back up into the top 5.
That time's by still like only a second faster.
It was a second quicker. 48 going to drift up, give him the spot, so not being held up too bad by traffic. Getting a little bit of a draft down the back straightaway from his competitors. He'll look to unlap himself. He's up to second on track. So next up is Jared Lindsay, who's just about 2.5 seconds up the road. Then he'll have to get on by here. 30 laps to go. Jonathan Schwartz is going to have to do the same thing, get through these 3 guys battling for second, third, and fourth. And how long do you stay out? How long do you willing to go?
I wonder if he's just trying to make sure he has the freshest tires for.
Yeah, he'll absolutely have the fresher tires at the end of it. Just how much of a gap will there be that he has to close down? And does Randy Arms have the tires to hold on at the end? And
well, here comes Glenn Murphy Jr.
And Jared Lindsay. Nathaniel Landwehr going to lead a lap. So Jared Lindsay will not go 100 for 100 here this evening. The way of some pit strategy.
Landwehr coming in next time by.
Jared Lindsay all the way down to the number 1 pit stall. Right sides are finished. Left side's going on now. There's Randy Arms powering his way down the front stretch. He'll need every single second he can get. And there goes the 18. There goes Randy Arms. He'll be your net race leader. But by how many seconds? It's going to be a 6-lap difference on tires. The 6 seconds give you 3 seconds over the course of the next 27 laps. 3.5 seconds. A second behind Jonathan Schwartz as well.
Well, I was going to say, he'd have to have all that time and clean air to get him. But first, he's going to have to get around Schwartz. And I don't think Schwartz is just going to let him on by.
This is the battle for the race win now. You cycle around to your top 3. It's 3.3 seconds. What can Schwartz do to try and thwart the progress? Or will it just be Jared Lindsay cruising to a race win here tonight? We'll see how quickly he gets around this 58. He already gained a 10th on his first lap up to speed, though. Last lap for Randy Arms, a 34.01. This lap for Jared Lindsay, a 33.7. So he's a little bit quicker than Randy Arms, even with the clean air. He's gained about 0.7 of a second first lap. Up 58, not able to wrap the bottom side by side down the back straightaway. 26 laps to go. No contest for second place. 18 will drive it in deep. And now he's got 2.6 seconds to Randy Arms. He's got the benefit of the clean air. Randy Arms will be able to see him coming all the while. Try and save a little bit, but right now this looks to be Jared Lindsay's race. But you got to try something.
You got it. You got to make your car as wide as the track. Like, I know you're going to put yourself at the risk of being dumped, but at this point, Randy Arms, he's got the next round locked up. Like, why not go for the race win?
Let's take a look at the lap time history, though. Since Jared Lindsay came back out on track, he was almost 4/10 quicker on his first lap, 4.8 quicker, and then 4.5. So he is a remarkably quicker gap under 2 seconds. So I don't know how wide you can make it when it's almost half a second difference. 25 laps to go. You do what you can to win the race. You put yourself in a position where you allowed yourself to even have a chance, as opposed to just watching him run away with it. So I applaud Randy Arms for trying. It might get him second. I know he was fighting away with Shorts and Glenn Murphy and Mazzella. But I definitely would guarantee him a second.
Yeah, it feels like it would be a second, but he's definitely going to be fighting for first.
Right. The only man not to come down is Casey Brown, and then Chris Pinder as well, staying out on the racetrack, hoping for some weirdness at the end, but he just goes back a lap down.
Currently, Pinder is not the biggest mover.
Pinder will
It'll
not
be Adam
be the,
Kildare.
Adam Kildare up 7 spots. Yeah, but he's consistently 0.4 of a second a lap quicker, 23 laps to go. 6 laps difference only on tires, but we know Homestead is a driver's track. Throttle input's so key. Can't just drive it off into the corner, hope that it sticks. Gonna have to be mindful of those tires and the natural wear that occurs over 6 laps. Gap now under a second. We'll see what happens as he enters the dirty air, but that lap time was even quicker. 0.5 of a second quicker. Last lap than Randy Arms. He's pulled 3 seconds on Jonathan Schwartz, who's under pressure from Glenn Murphy Jr. Kind of got held up there a little bit by Pinder inadvertently. Yeah, now 0.4 of a second. Don't need the lap time history. They're right there on track together. Down the front stretch, 0.3 of a second, and closing all the while. 21 laps to go here at the Homestead Miami Speedway.
The only thing Randy can really do is try and protect the inside, take that line away, make him go around the top side, and use his tires.
I mean, who's going to motor around you on the top? He's going to motor around you on the top. Nothing you can really do about that.
He's looking on bottom. He's got it.
Been driving in deep return number 3, and this should be all that she writes, but Randy Arms fighting hard on that high side. With those 6-lap motor tires. Still side by side, but Jared Lindsay going to have a slight advantage heading into turn number 1. Going to dive it in deep. Trying to get clear, and he is clear to the lead. 20 laps to go.
I think this is Jared Lindsay's race.
It's got to be now. He's clear. Got the clean air and 6-lap fresher tires. Just bring it home. How about Casey Brown getting around Eric Shields for 11th while all that happened?
I don't think this was going to work out for Randy. He went up to the top side and might be trying to find some ground. If he does that and takes his tires out more, it's going to open up Jonathan Mazzella to potentially get up to him.
While all that was happening, say, look here, Glenn Murphy Jr. Oh, we almost had a caution. Look at this. Glenn Murphy Jr. on the fresh tires. Jonathan Schwartz not yielding position, and look at that. This was while the battle for the lead was going on, and here comes the 41. Just thank you very much.
Those are teammates.
Here comes the 66 as well. He says thank you very much. Oh my goodness.
I get it. Like, Schwartz does not want to give up spots. He's still racing for points. Like, whether he thinks he's in or not, like, it's better to be safe than sorry.
Now that is funny. They were going for it. And how about this? Adam Kildare has finally caught up to Ryan Tiller. He's got those 2-lap fresher tires. 18 laps to go, and he's trying to make a move. Right on the tire tracks to that 23. Jared Lindsay already out to a second. Pinder in for his final stop of the night. Casey Brown, the only other man, needs to make a green flag pit stop. He is good behind him. He is locked in that 11th place finish. And he will not be able to gain any more laps. But he's just out there running for the thrill of the race. Love for competition. Pinder at worst is locked in 10th. He could still gain, obviously. Travis gets back by Pinder. Kind of a reset to where they were before that stage caution.
I just realized what Corbin said in chat, and I don't like him. Can we fire him?
Yes.
Good.
Funnily enough, Glenn Murphy Jr. has the quickest time of tonight's race. 33.56, Jared Lindsay 33.62, but long run speed unmatched on the 18 machine. Dominating performance back to back.
I think a battle that might get a little more interesting towards the end is if Jonathan Mazzella can potentially catch Randy Arms.
It's 2.9 seconds. He's 4/10 of his lap. Okay, let's bring up the lap time history. 4/10, 4/10, 3/10, 3/10, 5/10. I think he's going to get there. 2.3 and closing. It was 2.8 last lap. His tires are even fresher than Jared Lindsay's, so he's got 7 lap fresher tires. And Casey Brown is in for his final stop of the night. So everyone has made their green flag pit stops. No penalties to report. Well done, everybody. Astonishingly clean race except for lap 1, turn 1. And another 5/10 quicker. Gap is now down to 2 seconds. Coming to 12 laps to go. Adam Kilday also trying to find a way around. You can see there, marginally quicker. And Tiller fights back. Kilday looking to the inside. Tiller going to shut the door. Battle for 7th. Kilday looking to pick up another top 10.
Oh, Arms is searching all over the track. I'm watching this battle up here. That is going to do his tires no favors, but with 11 to go, he's got to do everything he can.
Absolutely. This will be Kilday's 3rd top 10 of the season in his 15 starts.
What a dominating performance by Jared Lindsay, though. Back-to-back weeks, just the strongest car on track.
Absolutely. Called a shot at the beginning of this race, too.
He thought he should be a little humble about it. Nah, I don't know. That man knew.
That's my pick to win. Let's go. I picked him on lap 44, but who's counting?
Hey, you picked him on like after he had led over half the race.
I picked him after he led the entire first stage. I'm a terrible person. I probably would have picked him that, in all honesty. Gap now. Second and third is half of a second. 9 laps to go. Mazzella experiencing the joys of online racing, as we all do from time to time. Look at this battle, though. Well, Kilday putting it all on the line. Gap is less than a car length.
Landwehr's lurking, too.
Tiller has just been glued to that 7th spot ever since the caution came out. Oh, that 14's getting loose in that dirty air.
We got side by side for 2nd place.
8 laps to go. Mazzella is there. Trying to work on that low side of the racetrack. He has
just
half
so much
a car
more
length
drive
ahead.
through the corner.
Down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3. 41 going to drive it in deep. Trying to get clear. Nathaniel Landwehr next up, trying to knock him off the podium. 7 laps to go. As Jared Lindsay is out to a 5.5-second lead. Like we said at Pocono last week, haven't shown him a lot, but it's for a good reason because he's so far out in front, doesn't have to worry about anything. All the action is back behind him.
He's going to have to learn to start cracking the throttle, bring people back into the race a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that's why he's a champion. So the rest of the guys are probably pretty happy he only was able to do a part-time schedule. Give everybody else a shot. Randy Arms now starting to fight a tight race car. Got him up in the wall. Glenn Murphy Jr. lurking as well, a second back with 6 laps to go. But the way that the math stands, you've seen the purple names.
Ooh, Randy Arms into the wall. And there goes Nathaniel Landwehr.
Up on the podium. You've seen these purple names across the top of your screen all playoffs long. And tonight it will be Randy Arms advancing on points as his car is just kind of letting go now. Despite him fading positions late, Randy Arms will advance on points as well as Jonathan Schwartz. Glenn Murphy Jr. will advance via the first wildcard spot as he has the best average finisher. Of anyone not locking, Randy Arms is spinning!
He gets it wound up. He's straight. Oh boy, that would have been a...
That could have changed the complexion a little bit. Here comes Schwartz. 4 laps to go. Ryan Tiller 10 seconds behind. Won't change anything though. Just made it a little bit exciting there for us. What a save by that 8 machine. He tried everything he could. He tried a different strategy. Him and Schwartz are on the oldest tires in the race. Trying to do something to beat Jared Lindsay. No one could, but I applaud you for trying, man. But
yeah,
these two right here,
yeah,
that was going straight for the inside wall.
Oh, now Schwartz didn't.
With these two, believe it or not, well, you've seen the last couple laps, they will advance on points. Glenn Murphy Jr. will advance via that first wild card spot, being due to having the highest average finish out of anyone. That was already pointed in. And Ryan Tiller will advance into the 4th and final spot via the second wildcard spot due to having the best attendance throughout the series. And he is tied with Corey Blevins in that category, but obviously Tiller has a better average finish, which is how tiebreakers are broken. So your final 4 next week at Charlotte will be Jonathan Schwartz, Randy Arms, Glenn Murphy Jr., and Ryan Tiller. Battle for a championship. But right now, it's back-to-back weeks of Jared Lindsay doing the perfect role of a playoff spoiler. 6.5 seconds. Randy Arms still keeping Schwartz at bay. Final lap. Through 1 and 2 for the final time for Jared Lindsay. Adam Kildare never found a way around Ryan Tiller. Nevertheless, a great result for the 14, your biggest mover, in his 3rd top 10 of the year. Travis DeLeon and Chris Pinder not for position.
Yeah, they're just a couple friends. No, like I've seen, Travis could have gone around Pinder. He's just riding behind him.
Just having fun, but through 3 and 4 for the final time. Absolute domination tonight from the 18 machine. Back-to-back weeks. Jared Lindsay, your race winner. Able the CMS boys round out your top 10. Pinder actually got ahead of them. They're blocking coming to the line. Pinder had actually got back around him, and he was technically on the same lap as him, just barely. So Jonathan Mazzella, Nathaniel Landwehr round out your podium. Glenn Murphy Jr. 4th, Jonathan Schwartz 5th, Randy Arms 6th. We're going to burn it down, celebrating his advance into the championship 4. Ryan Tiller 7th, Adam Kildare 8th, Travis DeLeon and Chris Pinder 10th, Casey Brown 11th, great fight back from him. Eric Shields, Corey Blevins, Tony Scarbo, and Michael Davis all caught up in that lap 1 wreck. Guys doing some celebrations here. Everyone might as well burn it down. Why the heck not? $200 laps next week at Charlotte to settle it.
I believe it's going to be a speed zone top 4.
They are the only team here right now. We could really go do it all at once if you wanted.
I mean, honestly, why not?
All right.
I think I said it was a little too harsh.
How we doing, fellas?
Hello.
Just an absolute speed zone dominating performance. We're just gonna. You're the only ones here tonight and wanting to talk to us. So Jared, Lindsay, how we doing tonight? Dominating performance. You got everybody in here. The whole top 3 are here as well as everybody else. So we're just gonna do it like this tonight. But you called your shot at the beginning of the race and just straight up dominated. I think you led 95, 96 laps. Just kind of got beat out on pitch strategy. That's why you didn't lead all 100. But dominating performance for you tonight.
Yeah, man. I like Homestead. It's a track that when I made some mental clicks about a year ago, I set my longest race win streak on. I did almost 10 in a row in officials and just really learned to like the track and had somebody that was a lot faster than me and still is a lot faster than me kind of hold my hand and show me what I needed to do. And I've just been able to do it every time I come pretty much.
Absolutely. Back to back playing the role of playoff spoiler to a T. And like we were saying during the broadcast, these guys are probably happy you're only part-time because gave everybody else a chance for a championship this year.
Yeah, we're going to make a full-time appearance next year. So especially when I saw Glenn came back, that was like my motivation. I wanted to come back and race. So versus my alternative plans that I had. So
right. Absolutely. Well, congratulations on a dominating performance here tonight.
Yep, absolutely. We're going to be fast next week in Charlotte, so I'm looking forward to putting on a show there too.
Oh boy, go for 3 in a row and don't even let the champion win the race, maybe potentially.
We're gonna try. We're gonna do our damnedest.
Well, there you go. The challenge has been issued. Jonathan Mazzella, second place, gained 5 spots. Avoided the chaos on lap number 1. And kind of just had some decent battles there with Glenn and Nathaniel. Jonathan for most of the race. Able to take advantage of some fresher tires at the end, and you round up P2 to here tonight.
Yeah, we right place at the right time. Everybody kept battling each other, so
sometimes that's all it's got to be, huh? Let everyone else do the dirty work for you, and you sail off into a second place.
Yep, I was a stretcher at the end. That's all that was.
Yeah, just log off the laps and get a second place.
Yes, sir. I appreciate the host, man, and the broadcast.
Absolutely.
Good job every week.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And then third place, Nathaniel Landwehr, highest finishing Toyota driver to boot. Looked pretty good out there. Kind of a similar story. Racing all inside the top 5. Took advantage of those fresher tires at the end and got around Glenn and for the podium spot.
Yeah, it was a good run. If I would have been a little better on pit road, I feel like that's every week, but I feel like I could have got P2 out in front of John. He pitted right behind me, and I stopped a little early in the box. I had to take a second, but it's close.
Absolutely. Well earned for you guys here tonight. Obviously, like each and every week, you put in the time, and having a bunch of friends doesn't hurt anytime. But believe it should be mental math. Jonathan Schwartz, Randy Arms, Ryan Tiller, and Glenn Murphy Jr. advancing next week to Charlotte to race for a championship.
Hello there.
Hello, Ryan. You were in an interesting position. You basically did not get a chance to race for points. Caught up in the lap 1 wreck, lost the 0x bonus, and just kind of locked down 7th place for the rest of the night.
Yeah, it was quite unfortunate. I mean, I just got it taken out of my hands literally lap 1. It kind of sucked, but then I realized the situation I was in and realized just finish the race. That's all I need to do, and believed I was in. I'd be interested. I wish iRacing showed inputs. I'd be interested to see what that wreck looked like, but it's interesting. Just unfortunate situation we got put in very early on.
Yeah. behind the 8 ball, but obviously with the second wild card spot going to most races attended, that was you. You beat out Corey Blevins. It was you two kind of were fighting for that wild card spot for most races attended. Obviously, tiebreaker going to be average finish, and then that was pretty much locked up, like you said, pretty quick there.
Yeah.
And then from there on, it was Randy and Jonathan Schwartz locked themselves in on points almost immediately because of that as well. And then Glenn Murphy Jr. had the best average finish by far of all the eligible drivers. So mental math should be right on that. So I don't think I'm wrong this time. But thoughts on all you guys running for a title next week at Charlotte?
Yeah, it should be a good one. I consider Charlotte my best track, so I think it's the best opportunity for me. Just want to give it the best I got. So.
Yeah. 200 laps is going to be one of the longer races of the season for you guys, so going to have a lot of green flag pit stops with how clean you guys have been on all season, so being mistake free going to be very important.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll talk now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's now I forget what I was even going to say, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's just it's like you said, just say don't make any mistakes, and hopefully, if, we might have a little strategy or something, that might pop up, that might hopefully make it interesting. But yeah, just try to stay clean and try to be there at the end and see what we can do.
You put all the cards on the table and just see where they fall. But you guys definitely put in the work all season long, and you are reaping the rewards going into Charlotte with it locked up for the team for sure. Casey Brown, I love the determination. By the way, talked about you at length. You got really just the short end of the stick. Along with Tony Scarbo there, Eric Shields, you guys had nowhere to go on lap 1. But you ended up picking up a spot from where you started. You were on pit road for 12 minutes after the first corner, and then you ended up passing all those other guys. So I admire the determination. Thank you for sticking it out. It's pretty cool to see. I would have been gone. Can't even lie. If that would have happened to me.
Yeah, don't. I thought about it, but team just told me to kind of stick it out and just kind of have the seasons win. We've had a lot of bad luck, and looking forward to next week to get this season over with. So we'll come back next year, try to be a little stronger, and hopefully have better luck.
Absolutely, luck sometimes is a big part of it. The other side of racing that, if you don't have any luck at all, it'd be better than the luck that some of you guys have had this season. But nevertheless, always appreciate it, fellas, and we look forward to seeing you guys next Tuesday for the finale at Charlotte.
Thank you, guys.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you for the broadcast.
Thanks, bud.
Of course.
Have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
I think we're in.
Hey, how we doing, fellas?
Good evening, boys.
So, benefit here. Positives first. Guaranteed top 10s after lap 1. The negatives.
They were 9th and 10th.
They were 9th and 10th. You had no opportunity to pass anyone else, and your cars were destroyed.
My car wouldn't steer.
My car would steer awesome, had no power.
Yeah. It was just one of those deals, lap 1, turn 1, cold tires caught Corey Blevins out, and it's just kind of just what it was at that point.
Yeah, right.
Corey, fun, eh? That's all there was to it.
Yeah, I mean, I felt so bad. He was doing he was 3 points out, and was doing laps after he finished qualifying, practicing. He was actually the highest qualifying playoff driver. Had a decent chance to point his way in, and makes it one corner, and then it's done. I couldn't believe it. It was the championship implications of that was it right there. That was his whole season in one corner. It was. Eric Shields was...
Yeah, so... Go ahead.
Yeah, Eric Shields was destroyed. Michael Davis, Scarbo. I mean, a lot of guys just were destroyed right off the rip. I mean, had the modified club for a couple of you guys. Casey Brown. I mean, it's just crazy how that race started.
It was fun.
Oh man.
It is what it is. There's worse things.
Not being able to turn the car left was the worst feeling in the world when I came out of the pit.
Yeah.
I expected something, but I didn't expect it to just.
Yeah,
not
it's like,
turn.
hey, we've been on here for a long time, guys. What did we get fixed? Oh, I don't know. We just cosmetics fixed it,
Yeah,
but no actual
nothing.
performance. Yeah, no actual performance. You were still missing a hood the whole race,
It was like drifting.
Yeah, it was pretty funny though because it was interesting dynamics. You guys were pretty broke, but you had like halfway competitive speed in the car, so you wouldn't get lapped for a long time. So I think the first stage it was Pinder was the lucky dog. Travis, you were getting caught right at the end, and you hung on just barely. And then at the end of the race, you guys kind of met in the middle again and were pushing each other across the line. So it was pretty funny.
We had to have some fun.
Yeah.
We didn't race anybody the whole time we were out there. So.
Yeah. Gotta make something out of it.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's the worst
We haven't had
things.
caution forever though, so
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah. It's funny, you have one caution, right? And it's just kind of like, oh, well, of course CMS would be in it. Just kind of how it goes sometimes.
Naturally, dude.
Right?
Naturally, man.
It's just how it goes.
It would really suck if we started at the back to avoid that kind of stuff. That would really make it sting.
Yeah. Who are two of the three guys that didn't qualify? Travis and Chris. And, yeah, there you go.
We got into trouble quickly.
Yeah. Fourth place directly impacted your race in one corner. You can't, it's just,
There wasn't smoke or there wasn't a lot of noise either. I just heard Pinder said something when we get out, and then the next thing you know, there's just
it's like
bars
because
everywhere.
you don't expect it. You're like, all right, we're just gonna get to this first corner, see what happens, and then just like boom, it exploded.
Yep.
Everything exploded.
Especially in LSRL, you don't expect a wreck in the first lap.
Yeah, that's what we said too. Because occasionally you'll have a wreck, but it's like settle in, or it's after a couple laps of hard racing, and someone finally makes the mistake. But that was lap one.
It happened.
Yeah.
It happened.
Not even like turn 4. We didn't it was turn 1. We didn't even get off of 2. It's just
Who's this Jarrett Lindsay guy? Who brought the ringer into the league?
He was their champion last year and can only do part-time this year. Good thing for everybody else.
Yeah.
He said he's coming back full-time next season, so I guess we already got that next season's champion confirmed here.
Yes. I guess we got to practice a little bit more.
Yeah, I guess. So is everybody else.
Yeah, no doubt.
Crazy stuff.
Thinking about Scarvo, man, he has had bad luck lately.
Yeah.
Scarvo has the worst luck I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He's such a nice guy, clean racer. He's pretty quick too.
Yeah, VR battery dies last night. This race he only completed
He got wrecked by Corbin in the truck series on Sunday.
And then Corbin does that too. I mean, come on. He did 4 laps here tonight. I mean, I saw it at the corner of my eye. He posted a GIF at 8:50. I'm like, you're not supposed to be typing in Discord during the race. So, just one of those seasons. It's kind of
season.
Yeah. I hate it for him. He's so nice.
It was some free practice though for next Monday.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, it was.
Used to driving a bent-up car around Homestead.
You got to practice a restart. You got to practice one restart with a regular working race car.
Oh no.
Yeah, like I said, you got all of 300 feet of a perfectly working race car to have a notes on.
It'll be a
Not even the
animal
same
and
car either.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like the Cup car, you would have bounced right out of that little.
He just kept going.
Yeah. Full speed.
Yeah, 12 seconds optional, and everyone's fine.
They are the tough things.
Yeah. But don't hit the right front toe link, though. You'll be out there for 8 minutes, though. You hit any other part of the race car except for the right front.
Oh, miracle. I had that last night, actually.
Yeah.
You can't just let it go, eh? Like,
I'm taking it to the grave, man. I'm taking it to the grave.
Oh, no.
Oh, what was for dinner tonight, guys?
I had chicken casserole with green beans and a biscuit.
I had Taco Bell.
I like the Taco Bell more. What was in the chicken casserole, though?
I have no idea, to be honest with you. I got home and it was ready. I think like Ritz crackers, I think, is what the breading was. I don't even know how they make it. And my wife got it from her sister. Yeah, it's delicious, though, so it's good. I got a blizzard after that. I'm rushing back from Dairy Queen.
Your wife's sister, is she a good cook?
Yeah, it was honestly, I was very, very proud of the wife. It was like exactly the same taste. I was like, this good stuff. Yeah.
Have you had the churro hard dip from Dairy Queen yet?
I have not. I don't even think I've seen that on the menu here.
Yeah, churro vanilla cone with churro dip.
It was funny because, you know, as we finished dinner, I said, "Hey, you want some ice cream?" She said, "Yeah." I was like, "Well, I gotta hurry up right now. I'm gonna be back in time to set up." So of course I'm sitting in the drive-through, 5 cars. They hand me mine, and then they just kind of like disappear for 5 minutes. And of course she had a small. I was like, "Where did they go?" Our Dairy Queens out here are just notoriously slow, so I don't expect them to have a churro.
I don't know. We got this hometown Dairy Queen. It's kind of derelict in Little Hillbilly. But they got churro cones, and the line's
Yeah.
usually out into the road. So
Wow, yeah, I got a Heath Bar Blizzard. That's like my go-to. So
You're so boring.
it's what? Okay, I could be really boring and go Oreo or M&M. At least Heath Bar is like, it's not like the most.
Who likes Heath Bar?
Exactly, it's not
Not
like
even
the
a-
most. It's not even the most
It's
popular
so-
candy bar. Listen,
That's like old
listen,
man stuff.
Listen,
That's why you're boring.
boring would be M&M or
No,
Oreo.
that at least tastes good. Like
How do you?
it's
All right,
it's
all right.
really popular.
Go away. Bothers me sometimes.
He leave?
No, I moved them.
Listen here, you little toddler.
What do you say?
Called you a toddler.
Yeah, you
Art.
did. Yeah. Funny enough, Art, you were gonna have to broadcast tonight because I woke up and I couldn't speak. My voice was inherently gone. I got a little stuffy nose going on.
Oh, then there wouldn't have been a broadcast.
I honestly didn't get it back till like 3:00.
I would have jumped in the booth. Yeah.
It was honestly really rough. I told my boss, I was like, I can work today, but I'm not calling everyone I was supposed to call today. I just can't. I can't talk. I woke up and it was gone. The strangest thing.
Probably
you
from
need
your
to-
hobby being talking for
Yeah,
hours on end.
And then it was funny. I realized it came back at like 3 or 4, and I was like, well, I'm gonna have to just sit here and talk for 100 laughs. It'll probably be gone tomorrow morning too. So we'll see.
absolutely.
Yeah,
These things happen.
yeah. These things happen on big time iRacing broadcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do we got to do to get some numbers up for you guys?
What you mean?
What can we help you to get more viewers?
Just tell people really.
Buy Google advertising.
Spend ad dollars. Buy us a
And
billboard.
you want those people calling you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go hang things on the freaking phone pole.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to do that. Get
Uh,
classified out in our local newspaper.
yeah. I don't know. I'd like, what do you tell from like, hey, I got these 2 guys. They broadcast virtual racing. You know, pretty fun. You know, pretty.
Well, no, I'm going to advertise it like, hey, I'm a sick iRacer, but we got cool announcers too.
Yeah, got these really dope. I don't know. I think we had a couple first time people talk tonight, so that's kind of cool.
It's nice.
Or people I haven't noticed, you know, before in chat as much, so it's good. Yeah, just tell
My
me.
dad refuses to acknowledge this is a real thing, so I can't help
Wow.
you there with him.
I've had people's grandfathers. They tell us, "Hey, me and my grandfather watched this race on the way to Talladega, and he liked it. You did a good job." So I'm like, we appeal to all ages.
That's definitely that else.
It wasn't even titled. It was someone from the Rod Car Truck Tour. It was Court
Nice.
Henry, yeah. And he was like, "Yeah, my grandpa liked it." So I'm like, "Wait a minute, we're actually appealing to the boomer market. We got to get on Fox now. Like, we gotta just get in there."
I mean, we could replace Tucker.
Wow, too soon. We're all still upset about it.
Pinder, take it
Yeah.
to your daughter's school for career day. Just play it on the TV.
100%. I'm not even going to drive a dump truck there. I'm just going to show up.
Oh,
I am an iRacer.
yeah.
On
I am a
Mondays
race
and
car
Tuesdays.
driver. I am a 9th place race car driver. 9th
I
and
got a
10th
good
place.
string of top 10s going, though.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of the Biggest Mover? That's
Well, if you watch these award videos, I have quite a few.
yeah, save of
And
the
one of them,
year.
they didn't even get it right.
Save of the year at Daytona, right?
I don't know. You missed. I had a big one last night, too, but
Oh, there was
fine.
another one last. It's fine.
yeah.
All right.
It was easy to save the car last night. That was the thing.
Yeah. All right.
Track all smooth like that.
I gotta figure out how to promote. Yeah, we just because the more drivers that we interact with, like the more people that we get in leagues and stuff, the more inclined they'll be to follow and tell their people about it. So like whenever, hey, a new driver joined the league, hey, well, I'm gonna follow the broadcaster for our league. That's the easiest way to do it. So get people to race with you. That's probably the best way to do it. So promote the league too.
I don't know about that one. I'll slap some things on telephone poles, though.
There you go. Yeah.
Next.
Awesome. Alrighty, fellas.
It's been fun.
Good night.
It's been good. We will see you.
See you next week.
Yeah, next Monday here at Homestead again. Hopefully, you make it longer than
Yeah.
turn 1. So
Oh my God.
Well, to be fair, ARS hasn't even made it to turn one a couple times. We had a couple money shifts on the start, so we'll see. We'll just have to see what happens.
Exactly.
Yeah. Alrighty, fellas. We'll see you next Monday.
Take
See you,
care.
buddy.
Yep.
See you, Art.
They're good fellas. I like them. All right. Your
Betcha.
final thoughts on the race here tonight.
It was better than a Heath bar.
What? Just why?
I'm just gonna keep bullying you for that.
It's not even a popular candy bar, so how is it boring? Like I'm going out of the way to like not pick Oreo or M&M. Like
It's old man candy.
Well, whatever. Anyways, Jared Lindsay playing playoff spoiler. Speeds on esports 1 through 7 here tonight. Advancing to the championship for next week is Jonathan Schwartz, Randy Arms, Ryan Tiller, and Glenn Murphy Jr. 200 laps to settle it. We'll be back this Friday night at 8 o'clock Eastern for the Rod Car Truck Tour, and then next Monday night, back here in Homestead for Affinity Racing Series, the F Cancer 180. And then back here next Tuesday night, 8:30 Eastern, for the finale at Charlotte, the Championship 200. Appreciate everyone coming out tonight. Thanks for the sponsors, the drivers, the fans, the admins, everyone that makes all this possible. And we will see you back here Friday night. Y'all take care.